Of all the internet weirdness that I produce, there's one thing that will outlive me. I never created this. It's a meme. It cracks me up, and my dear friend wanted to replicate it. 1 in 4 men being happy. Are you happy right now?
Yes, yeah. I'm very happy.
So the science is real. You can't refute that. That's not a girl yelling at him right now. We're gonna take both halves off, and these are the parts that are gonna get ceramic coated. This one and this one.
Oh, those look even nicer in person.
This is the sad part for me. This beautiful blue hue is the heat being put through this metal. And it's kind of similar to welding. When you put too much heat into it, it's a heat affected zone, and you can see that colors actually change as it gets colder going towards the turbo. So it's more of the golden color that you're normally used to seeing. This is 321, this is 304. So it's split right here. So we're gonna take both halves off, and these are the parts that are gonna get ceramic coated. This one and this one. Just gonna gently hit up here to loosen this because I don't want to hit the clamp or anything like that.
Oh, that's working.
Oh, yep, there we go. Oh, that's a thick-walled piece of metal. Look at these. Minimal, if any, sort of exhaust leaks. Very, very quality work there. We had this thing in and out, and I mean, these are technically sealed, but look at that. It didn't have any of the copper gasket on the outside. Again, these are really nice, multi-layered, like aluminum or whatever, it's metal, but the extra sealant of putting some gasket maker type stuff wasn't on there. And you can see a little bit of an exhaust leak on rotor 2 when you look at it that way. Minor compared to the amount of power we were making. Just wanted to give you guys the real results of what post-dyno looks like.
So I just cut out the hole that will be surrounding the jack point. So let's hope that it's gonna be close. I already checked, I know it's not perfect, but it's gonna be really close.
Oh, that is awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be nice that way you don't mess up where to put the jack at. That is not going anywhere. Feels good to say that. The nice part about this is that because the floor is level, the car is level, and the way I have this all set up, I can actually make that nice and flat without measuring 15 times. It's flat. So this is filling it up. Tensions in the room are a little high because of what I'm about to propose. The situation here is that we have the 2 front mount points. Well, if we lift the front of the car up, and I can stand on the front of the car and it tilts the car forward, we'll fall off of a lift. That just shows you that this car, the mount points aren't forward enough. So we're gonna pick it up off the jack stands in the front, and then I'm gonna get on the car and jump on it. It's an excuse to jump on the car, but it's also, if I can lean the car back towards the front with just jumping on it, that's not safe. All right, go for it, guys. Okay, so they're both off about 4 inches, 5 inches. So it's definitely not, it's not teeter-tottering off of those points.
I'm all that is.
No, I'm not. It's holding it. The chassis could use some structural. If you guys ever look at the dyno videos or anything like that, and you see this part of the chassis moving separate from this part, that's because this isn't part of the chassis anymore. You can see I move it by hand. So just anybody that wonders if there's chassis flex, there's the real flex, and then there's actually just a part that's just
not connected.
Close, but not. You know, we're in good shape to be able to pick this thing up on a lift.
Oh, those look even nicer in person. Wow. Isaiah's gonna be bummed because it won't be welded looking, but it's, he's gonna have mixed feelings.
It's like they coat this, and it's almost like they put it in a big thing with like those stones,
Yeah.
and it polishes it.
Oh.
See the little balls?
Oh yeah.
So, but on like, it wouldn't get in here. I was like, you ain't gonna see this shit.
No, that piece turned out.
Yeah. Well, it kind of goes like
Yeah.
this, and then this goes here.
Oh yeah, they're all connected. That's true. It looked awesome welded, but it looks really cool powder coated.
Before we go to put that beautiful exhaust back on, I've noticed something very interesting, and I tried to combat it, but I didn't do it enough. The oil pan gasket, you know, the oil pan's connected to the engine on the whole flat bottom, is thick. I love just lathering this stuff on there, but the vacuum from the oil pump, the dry sump oil pump, was so strong it actually pulled part of the gasket in and is pulling air in from that spot. My idea of having that penis-looking valve right here was the right idea. That thing just was still not opening up soon enough, and on a rotary, unlike a piston engine, a rotary benefits nothing from having a vacuum in the crankcase. Pistons, that helps the piston come down more or whatever, but rotaries not so much. I've cleaned off the area with brake cleaner, and then I'm just gonna put this over as a Band-Aid. But at some point when we go to tear down the car, definitely have to redo the gasket, which is one of my favorite things to do in the world, because that'll just... I love having this, it look like this, and you can see it actually sucked it in right there. So I'm gonna just put more right in that spot. Hopefully seal. I'm sure running ethanol and all that, you know, those alcohols don't help. If there was ever a reason for the ceramic coating, it's this right here. It's still within fine operational spec, but you can see the discoloration on the outside plastic because of the heat. So having that ceramic coating should help with this front drive shaft. So this finally gets to go back on. With this carbon fiber and mixture of steel, this thing's amazing, but it is a little heavy because we wanted to make sure we'd never have a problem. But I can't remember, and we're gonna find out right now. I think it's this has to be pulled out to take out the exhaust, or the exhaust has to be taken out to pull this out. I can't remember which order it goes, but I'm curious now with the flat bottom on here, can it be put in and taken out with that? Not that right now it matters, because I'm talking like field servicing the car. So back this up a little bit. This chassis mount needs to go that way. Closer. This is promising. So this is probably one of the unsung heroes of my build, and this came from the guys out here, the transmission and drivetrain shop. This it goes specifically to the R32, 33, 34 input shaft. So this is the beginning of all-wheel drive, and the guys here broached, treated. This is a special piece. It turns this into this big nut here, and then this cast steel gets bolted onto it. But this piece is so strong, so perfect. It's like the beginning of the right setup. Even as we upgrade or change or do whatever we want to do, this piece will always be in this car. It's really the beginning of what makes this all-wheel drive so strong. Because again, I told them my requirement was I want to be able to drop that clutch and let the thing eat, and this certainly will allow that. So really awesome. It looks so professional. I don't know much about how to do splines and stuff like that, but we'll learn more about that as we go. This goes in first, and then we'll bolt the rest of that front drive shaft to it. That goes right in there. It doesn't even lock in either. But that's the beginning of the all-wheel drive. My buddy Mike Wynn has his guys here to help do kind of a photo shoot of us in our element. So we're actually going to move the C5 out of the way so you can get kind of what you're about to see behind me, which is a wider shot of the car and kind of capture the moment. We haven't even filmed the fact that this thing's been running this whole time. I rebuilt the engine in about 24 hours. So you can just see it run, and the last video about it is that it doesn't run. One of my favorite views that I've always wanted to have like in a poster or anything. It might not be tonight, but it's the idea that we're building. FD, God knows what, Bionic Man, Terminator, back to FD. We're gonna put the front bumper back on just for that shot. It's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Let's see, without the front drive shaft, is this easier? So this one looks a little different than the other 2 or 3, but she's beautiful. We're gonna go ahead and put this on. We're test fitting everything. You guys know the deal. Once it's all on, you put gaskets and stuff. Hopefully I remember to do that. I'm kind of curious to see with the ceramic on the flanges, how that will act or react, if at all. Any day I'm working on turbo stuff is one of the best days of my life. Every time. That's not, even that stupid meme of me and the 3 other guys, which guy's happy, has nothing to do with women. Has everything to do with turbos. So this is definitely a 2-man operation.
Thank you.
So this is definitely a little shinier than I was expecting, but I know it'll actually grow on me. Whew, there we are. We have the whole exhaust system. You guys have to see it from all these different angles, how pretty it looks, and more importantly than how pretty it is, how much heat it's going to keep in there and keep spinning through the turbo. GQ model right here. We're doing this for that photo shoot, but check this out. You guys gotta see this angle right here. Cool, that just looks so cool. That was an absolute blast, getting photos taken for what we're about to unveil. Unfortunately, I've learned more about the race that's about to happen, and I will tell you guys this right now. The race won't air, we'll put it that way, until potentially December. So the good news is my brother's coming into town with his 1,000 horsepower 12C. So while the big race that is actually about to occur will show up later, we're still gonna do the most important race ever of the entire history of this channel and beat my younger brother's ass in the all-wheel drive car. That was the whole reason I started doing this to begin with, when the 3-rotor couldn't cut it. My skill couldn't cut it. I wanna give you guys a little sneak peek of the next things that we're gonna do. And I'm a fan of, obviously, if you guys know my older stuff, it's always been inspirational in the sense of just, I want to say that anybody here could do what I'm doing. I bust my ass, but I want to believe that everybody has the opportunity or has the ability inside them. And that's, you guys know that, I believe that. But I wanted to always have something that kind of was all about how I feel positive. You know, you hear the phrase, firing on all pistons. Well, we're firing on all rotors here. And with that said, that is a fraction of the orders they're shipping out. I picked the wrong time to sign 1,240 shirts, but I'm a man of my word, and that's about 500 of them. We're getting the rest of them in. We got our little assembly line, and we'll get all those out to you, but you got something to look forward to as well.